Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Have you ever written a SQL query that looks perfectly correct but still failed? Or during an interview, someone asked, why can't we use an alias in the where clause? If you ever been confused by questions like these, the answer lies in one simple concept: SQL Logical Execution Order. Once you understand this, SQL becomes much easier to write, debug, and explain in interviews. At first glance, this looks correct. We are creating an alias called sal and filtering employees whose salary is greater than 50,000. But this query fails. Do you know why? Because SQL does not execute the query from top to bottom like we read it. Instead, it follows its own logical execution order. So the logical execution order will be starting from the uh, from clause. That is, SQL first look from the source tables. For example, in the from employees, this is where it starts. And once it selects the tables, it moves to the join conditions. If multiple tables are involved, SQL joins them together. It creates one combined dataset before doing anything else. So the join will be the second step. And in this, there is a common interview questions as well. Like general, they may ask which executes first. Is it a join or a where clause? The answer would be join because the based on the logical execution order, we have from join, and the third one would be where. In this stage, the SQL filters the individual rows. And here is the important part is in the where clause, SQL only knows the original column names. So the alias like sal has not been created yet. That's exactly why the query throws an error. And always use the original clause or a column names instead of using the alias in the where clause. Moving ahead, we have the fourth, it comes with the group by. After filtering rows, SQL groups similar records. And followed by that, we have having conditions. Having filters those groups. And remember that where filters rows and having filters groups. So don't get confused with that. And followed by that, we have a select. Only now does the SQL decides which columns to return. This is the moment when alias are finally created. That's why sal becomes available only here. Once the select statement is done, next we have the distinct in the order. If distinct is used, duplicate rows are removed, followed by order by. Now SQL sorts the final results since alias already exists using the order. We can give the alias names in the order by clause, but it works perfectly here. And this should be the one of the interview question as well, asking like uh, it did not work in the where clause, but it worked in the sal clause. The reason is by the time the SQL executes order by, it would have created the alias names for the table salary. So and the next we have and last the limit or top. Finally, SQL returns only the requested number of rows. And the easiest way to remember SQL's logical execution order is starting from join, where, group by, having, select, distinct, order by, and limit. Don't just memorize the SQL syntax. Understand how the SQL engine thinks internally. Once this concept becomes clear, you will debug queries faster, write cleaner SQL, and confidently answer even a tricky interview questions. And if you found this helpful, subscribe to my channel and practice writing queries by thinking like the SQL engine, not by reading the query from top to bottom. That's the key to mastering SQL. Thank you.